gang, Pete Spellis and Breakfast Anytime, we're back. I hope you're enjoying everything at PopCon. This improv we're going to do, well, you know what a TED Talk is? Well, we call our version a Fred Talk. Our players are going to get 1 minute to create a talk about a subject matter they don't know about. And another one of the players is going to put up a slide, and they have to incorporate the slide into the talk. You'll see how it's played. You're going to love it. I'll do the first one. They gave me a suggestion beforehand of travel. So it's my pleasure to begin the first time Breakfast Anytime does a Fred Talk. You know, at 66, I've worked very hard in my lifetime, and I decided I'm going to put on the headphones and listen to my heart, and I'm going to begin to travel. That's right. I'm going to see the world that I've never seen. The first place I went to was fantastic. It was actually Mouseville, Kentucky, where everybody actually has a little mouse in their pocket. This little guy is named Joshy. Well, I named him because he's a friend of mine. The next place after we went there was Toast Town, and everybody paints their toes in this little village in Alabama. Obviously, I went through the South, and what was very popular was this black and white check that people all over the South seemed to be wearing. Well, when I was done eating little piggies going to market, I went to the next place, which was the Time Tunnel. Yes, the 60s show of Irvin Allen is still up there in Warner Brothers, and so I went to a trip on a movie set. It was very exciting being on a movie set. When I had enough of movies, though, the place that I really enjoyed more than anything else was Foxtown. That's right. Everything seemed to be named about an animal, but this little guy is not hunting for food. The foxes here actually sleep this way for 4 months a year. This is, of course, the neighborhood where I grew up in. It was a tough time for me, but I left the mean streets of New York City finally to come back home. And the place that I love and I live in now more than any place else, of course, is Beeftown. These are old good friends from England. This is a place in New York where we all get a short rib. But make sure, if you want to have a long life, boys and girls, have a short rib. Thanks a lot. Hey gang, for our next Fred Talk, we have Josh, and he's going to talk about the history of parties.
Thank you for that introduction. Parties are absolutely the way to really blow off some steam. As a matter of fact, I've heard about the people that are rushing Area 51. It seems to be a new flavor of party, going to actually meet and understand all the different people and even different cultures, whether they're interstellar or local. You got to make sure you got your old guys, though. If you don't have your old guys with you, you're not going to understand the history. You know, I don't want that to come off as a bad thing, but their history, the information that they have really can make a party thrive, because then you know that it's about a true spirit of emergency. I mean, you really want to make sure that the excitement is pumped up almost to a point of panic. You know, the reason why Panic at the Disco is so excited is purely because of their name. Look at this guy. This guy totally understands what's going on. He has partied underneath our banner for years. Without the amount of partying that can come from having the wisdom and the panic that comes with a true Area 51 crowd party, we wouldn't know what the party finally could look like. It's about all the colors available, the colors and bubbles. That is the true cap of a real party. Make sure your party has wisdom, panic, and colors and bubbles.
Thanks, Joshy. James Brown was quite a partier. For our next TED Talk, we have Libby Bovin, and she's going to tell you all about cheese. Take it away, Lib.
Thank you so much for joining my Fred Talk today. I am just so passionate about cheese. I love every kind of cheese. I especially like the kind of cheese that make people gasp in surprise. Those are really what I like to bring to a dinner party, are those kind of cheeses. My second favorite cheese is one that you have to climb through the trees to get to. I actually have a forest behind my house, and I will climb up to the very top of the trees, and I will pick whatever I find up there, and I'll hand it to my husband. This is a trick him. And he'll actually take it down to the ground for me, and then we'll just mash it up and mix it with some milk and make it into cheese. We have actually been peddling our cheeses on the Vegas Strip. It's very popular with those in the nightlife. Take a shot, eat some cheese. They actually pair really well. Then our next plan for our cheese is to go out into Africa and really give our cheese to all of the animals that we can find there. I think that as much as they help our health, they'll really help the animals there as well. And hopefully someday I can have my own television show really teaching the whole world about our cheeses. So thanks so much for listening to my Fred Talk.
Thank you, Lib, and TV is definitely going to be in your future. For our next TED Talk, it is Ren, and Ren is going to talk to you all about desserts.
Hi! Who doesn't love a great dessert? I mean, you can use them to celebrate, you can use them to mourn, you can just use them whenever you want to. You can veg out with them, and what's crazy is you can find the ingredients anywhere. Also, a really great place to look for ingredients is at a concert. You can find all kinds of little amazing goodies to go inside your baked confectionery treats. Let's see, you can add little sprinkles on top that make you see all kinds of cool colors, beautiful rainbows, and maybe even a beautiful herd of ponies running across the field. However, do not discount the effect of decorating your desserts. I love to use things that I just find when I go out walking. I love to use pine needles. They are the best. I love the crunch that they add. It's like a little bit of mint right on top. Also, make the car smell fantastic. Also, another good thing to use to make a dessert and decorate it is actual human sweat. You don't know this, but if you run human sweat across a frosting top, it actually makes it multicolored and beautiful. It's like a beautiful trickling, it's like a tie-dye t-shirt on your dessert. If you want to, you can actually even sprinkle some chlorine on top, and it's like tight saran wrap on top. It makes it look fabulous and shiny, and you can even just throw them up in the air and try to catch them in your mouth. However, you need to be careful. There have been a few mistakes, a few splatters, heads doing this, some broken knees. It happens. Because desserts are so good, it's actually a really intense sport as well. But the point of this sport is to look fabulous while you consume desserts. Because the point of desserts is to look and feel fabulous. Thank you for listening to my Fred Talk. Bye.
Thank you, Ren. Frosting and tie-dye will never be the same for me, I don't think. Next up is Martin, a.k.a. Jonesy, and in a similar word, but just with a different, well, you know, deserts is what his topic will be. Jonesy, take it away.
Hello there. I'm Martin Jones. This is my Fred Talk about deserts. Deserts are fun places. You can get a nice suntan. You can bring your dog with you. They can get a good suntan. You can dig for bugs and other creatures that you possibly could eat. First, you have to use a compass to take you where you need to go to find a desert, mostly hot places. Hot places are great for deserts. You wouldn't want to go to a cold place. Normally, I pack a good grocery cart full of supplies and water because, you know, you might die if you go to a desert and don't have any supplies. Oh, and I also bring a picnic basket with me so I can eat. You know, you can go sliding down great big hills in deserts. They're so much fun. And also, you know, go to Egypt. That's the best deserts in the world. Pyramids are there. It's so much fun. The Sphinx, I mean, where else would you want the Sphinx at except in a desert? And then maybe for fun, you could just dive off those hills right smack dab into the sand. It's just the greatest thing ever. And thank you for joining for my Fred Talk.
Thank you, Josie. Sand swimming will be on my schedule for 2021. Finally, on our last talk of the day, we have Robert, we call him Ohana, and the final talk will be about alcohol.
Alcohol. Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you all for coming to my TED Talk about alcohol. You know, alcohol is one of those common things that really brings people together. For example, even the kids really enjoy alcohol around the holidays. It's the gift that keeps on giving, in a sense. Not only is it the gift that keeps on giving, but lots of liquor needs to be there to be enjoyed. I mean, you don't need lights, you don't need food, you just need lots of liquor. Why, you can even liquor up on the way to the hockey game. How do you think those guys handle all of those injuries and all of the times that they get their teeth punched out? It's because before the game, they put on some tunes, listen to their favorite cassette tape, and drink all their problems away. Why, even small kittens can enjoy alcohol. Yes, they, while they're tilling the land and farming the land, they can farm potatoes. What can you use potatoes for? Making vodka. But careful, if you have too much, you might go a little bit crazy and start torturing all of your other foods. Why, I remember when I was on the corner of Ashbury and Hyatt, I really got wasted. It was a bad time. But most importantly, eat your dragon fruit before you get too drunk. That will help all of the alcohol be consumed and subside before you get arrested for running out of time. You know, speaking of running out of time, I think I've run my course for this particular Fred Talk. Everybody stay healthy, stay happy, and whatever you do, do not drive drunk. Thank you.
Hey, gang, that was our Fred Talks. We hope you had a good time. We're going to bring you lots more improvs throughout the weekend. Hope you're having a wonderful time at Virtual Pop.